Chapter 2, documentation. So, how many of us here are bad at documentation? How many of us should get better at it? Why? Because we're doing science. One of the key things in identifying rocks and minerals is gathering scientific data about the specimen. That includes, is it sensitive to water? Is it sensitive to acid? Reaction to any cleaning methods used. That's something we want to document. Its color, not only its color in the daylight, but other places. Each one of these, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of, I assure you. But if you don't have my worksheet, you can just write these down in a notebook. But these are the categories that you want to be observing, okay? So then luster, so how does it reflect light? Hardness, which is how hard is it, you know, like compared to other things. Streak color, that means when you rub it against that ceramic tile that I was talking about in the last TikTok, what color is the streak? Oftentimes, it can be different. And sometimes you can't get a streak at all because the mineral's too hard. Then you've got specific gravity, which is how much it weighs, its volume, its gravity, something like that. Essentially, it's the math that we do with the specimen in and out of water. Transparency. Cleavage or crystal structure, that's how it's put together. Fracture, that's how it comes apart. Location found, very important. And then your determination, and there's a big set of there's a big area here where you can write that down, your determination. You can leave it even an unknown, but then if you have an unknown, you have all of this evidence to keep your search up, to keep your hunt up. You can even take your piece of paper or your worksheet, scan it, send it to me, send it to another reliable rock resource, send some pictures of your specimen, wet and dry, to your reliable rock resource, and they might be able to help you if the book doesn't. But we'll get into all of that later in another TikTok. We've all come home from looking for rocks and been like, I just know I'll remember everything about this specimen. And maybe life happens and a couple months go by and all of a sudden, like, you're like, oh crap, I don't remember anything about it. Without documentation, we don't know where to start. So we need to document the things that I just went over because they can be the difference between opal and garnet. They can be the difference between calcite and chalcedony. And so it's very important to write these things down because it's through each single one of these clues that can make the difference between a rock being one thing or another thing. So I cannot stress enough, you cannot over document. If you're curious about the book or the worksheet, link in the bio.